Just got back home from Lansing. I'm in front of the GR. I have a lot of groceries and a lot of stuff that I gotta put away, but I probably won't today because I am extremely exhausted. I gotta write a paper, but my computer's charging, so I'm gonna wait. But episode 6 of Spiritual Sunday, we are back at it again, everybody. It feels good. It feels good to do this on Sunday. Staying disciplined, and that's exactly what this is going to talk about. We're going to talk about discipline and motivation and the discipline that God gives us to keep going, to continue. And I want to go into this book is upside down because I wrote it in here. We are going to 1 Corinthians 9, 15 to 27. Another Sunday, I'm very excited. It says, "But I have not used any of these rights, and I am not writing this in hope that you will do such things for me. I'd rather die than have anyone deprive me of this boast. Yet when I preach the gospel, I cannot boast, for I am compelled to preach. Woe to me if I do not preach the gospel. Preach voluntarily, I have reward. If not voluntarily, I simply discharging the true trust committed to me. What then is my reward? Just this, that in preaching the gospel I may offer it free of charge, and so not make use of my rights in preaching. Though I am free and belong to no man, I make myself a slave to everyone, to win as many as possible. To the Jews I become like a Jew, to win Jews. To those under the law I become like one under the law, though I myself am not under the law, so as to win those under the law. To those not having law I became like one of the not having the law, though I am not free from God's law, but I am under Christ's law, so as to win those not having the law. To the weak I became weak, to win the weak. I have become all these things to all men, so that by all possible means I might save some. I do all this for the sake of the gospel, that I may share in its blessing. Do you know that in the race all are runners, but only one gets the prize? Run in such a way to get the prize. Everyone who competes in the games goes to strict training. They do it to get the crown that will not last, but we do it to get the crown that will last forever. Therefore I do not run like a man running aimlessly. I do not fight like a man beating the air. No, I beat my body, make it my slave, so that after I have preached to others, I myself will not be disqualified for the prize." Basically, to be disciplined in anything that it comes to, when it comes to spiritually, physically, the goals that you have in mind, spiritually or in this world, to be disciplined is very difficult. It's a mindset that takes months, years to really set stone. It's whether or not you want to set stone in those principles of achieving goals. Otherwise, you're never going to achieve a goal if you don't have any discipline. If you don't have any discipline, that you have to put work into it, put effort, put time into that goal, spiritually or physically. You have to put time into goals. He put time. He said, I wanted to save the Jews, so I had the mindset of a Jew. I wanted to save the people who were under the law, so I made myself like them. I saw the weak, I made myself weak. He was so disciplined in speaking the word of God that he did not care whether he had to go through triumph, whether he had to go through trial, tribulation, everything. He was disciplined. He knew the ups and downs. He knew the path that he was taking. He understood the assignment that he had in front. but he didn't give up because he knew there was a prize. He knew that there was something in store for him better than he could ever imagine. That prize is salvation. And in the world, that prize is success. Sometimes we struggle to see success early because we get frustrated, we get impatient. It's a race, it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. Because if you do a sprint, you're gonna get tired out, you're gonna burn out, and then where do you get stuck in? You don't do anything with your life, and then you're stuck. Spiritually or physically. If spiritually you want to be a pastor, you wanna go on mission trips, you wanna preach, you wanna sing. For singing in a choir, it takes months of preparation, being able to sing well, being able to sing the right notes, being able to make all the practices. It's not you make the choir right away. You have to practice for you to sound right. For preaching, you have to endless hours in the Bible. For getting a connection, a good prayer with God, you have to pray, have a real relationship with him. That's kind of how the world works now. It's like, for you to complete something, it takes time. It doesn't happen. And people try to find ways to make money in the fastest way possible, but it's not possible because you have to put work in it. You really have to put work and time and management and discipline and a perfect mind and a good mindset to be able to succeed. It's not just like that. We can't have a poor mindset. We can't have a poor discipline. Otherwise, we're just going to be known as the person that doesn't complete their goals and doesn't decide to stick it out and decide to push forward. It says to be just, in my writing on this is that to be disciplined in God, to keep going, to always try to be disciplined in God and in our goals. Only then can we succeed. It's so true. Only then can we succeed in life. That's the only way to succeed. If you're disciplined, if you have a routine, if you work hard on something, that's the only way you are going to succeed in life, is if you're disciplined. And if you're not, then I have bad news for you. You're probably not going to get what you want, and it sucks. But sometimes to earn what you want, it's going to have to take sacrifices in your day. It's going to have to take sacrifice in the way you do things. It's going to have to take sacrifices spiritually. It's going to have to take sacrifices of not following worldly things that are so common in the world but aren't allowed for us. In this world, you have to go up and beyond to be able to have success, to be able to do something, to be able to achieve something in this life. And even in Isaiah, because if you don't believe me, if we go to Isaiah 119, Isaiah 119 says, if you are willing and obedient, you will eat from the best from the land. If you are willing to be disciplined, to follow God, and take care of your goals, and take care of your spiritual life, to take care of all that important stuff, your spiritual life, your goals, what you want to do in this world to make an impact, you have to be willing to make sacrifice. You have to be willing to be obedient. You have to be willing to follow the steps. You can't just sprint past everything. You can't slack in this life. You can't slack in your spiritual life, and you can't slack in this physical world where we have goals that we want to succeed in. You can't slack. So my challenge for you guys is just to be more disciplined, to have a better mindset, have a more growing mindset that you can do this, and to keep going, not to be frustrated. I know it's difficult, but we got to keep going. We got to keep pushing. And that is what I have for you guys. And that is the Spiritual Sunday for today, episode 6. Just talking about discipline. This has been an awesome 6-episode series. Obviously, we're going to continue with this. And I hope you guys enjoy. I'll see you guys next time. And